Hello everyone, G-Shock here. This is my old G7800 G-Shock square 3D watch. Look at that beauty. And sorry, ran out of battery, so if I'm gonna swap them out while at it, why not disassemble the entire thing, show you guys how it look on the inside, for future reference. And at the end of the video, as always, I'm gonna try to swap the bezel up to black color scheme, also change the band as well, because the white one didn't really works for me. I mean, it catch a lot of dirt and I don't want to ruin this thing. I'm just gonna swap up to third-party parts out there which I have in black colorways. Not the best quality, but I think it's gonna work better in comparison to white. And remember, I already swapped the buckle to metal one, just to match with this metal piece here. But for this video, of course, I'm gonna swap that out as well to black frame. And just at the end of the day, just try things out. How about transparent band, transparent bezel as well, or smoky bezel instead, something in between transparent and black colorway. I think that's gonna look kind of nice. So let's get to it. For this, you didn't need a lot of tools. Just a standard screwdriver would do just fine because it's so easy to disassemble. Just lock with 4 screws for the watch bezel. The watch band just lock with standard spring bar. Normal tools like this will work just fine. You could use the specialty tools, but yeah, just use a standard screwdriver, guys. Save your money for something else instead. Just remove that spring bar out. And if you want to swap this band keeper like I did, because the original one's already disintegrated and broken, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it comes in white colorway. So now just swap them up to metal. I think it looks better. It has G-Shock sign on it, so that's kind of cool. Just remove it like that, pull it out, swap them up if you wanted to. And if you want to clean this up, remove the strap just like this. And in my case, of course, I'm gonna swap them up to different color. I'll show you guys the photo and whatnot at the end, but for now, take this out, all this part out of the way. Now let's remove the bezel. Just a quick tip on the side screws. It is entirely unique to this watch only, so you just cannot find a replacement part for this unless you find actual screws in the aftermarket. So make sure you do lose this or damage the screw head. I think I found a set of this on eBay, so if you lost them, maybe you could purchase them there. But hey, for me, I'm gonna keep them in good shape. The one on this 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock position is standard size screws, so if you lose this, you could find one a similar size out of a side screws from DW600 series, which is pretty much abundance out there. So there's that. For the watch bezel, you could just peel it up and over. But there's a trick, because it has a metal frame that hold it in place, so it's gonna be a bit tricky to remove it actually. Almost the same way of removing the bezel out of a GBX-100 G-Shock watch, by the way. And here's the first part. It is thin, it is flexible, but it is strong. And here is the metal frame. Check this out. Has a hook over here, one over here, over here, over here, over here, all around it to hold it into the bezel. And notice how it has the same structure, like a T-shaped metal piece that's supposed to go in here, just like the GBX-100. But in this case, there's a single line here that hook into that part, goes all the way on this side as well. And these 2 pieces go underneath there for the light button position and the 12 o'clock position. And it really strengthens this teeny, softy side bezel and it makes it strong. I like how they integrate 2 pieces together like that. And as far as the hard case, it's not, of course, non-carbon, just standard resin case. Well, and there's a gold springs over here. I believe this is for earthing the connection or for anti-static, I'm not sure, but some even modern G-Shock watch do have it whenever they use metal frame at the front. This is not just for aesthetic, guys. This actually serve a purpose as well, and that's why they have springs over here, not just for design, for color, to make it cost more. It serve a purpose, so keep that in mind. Pull this out, check this out. It is actually a really long springs that connect all the way to this back plate as well. And the back plate, believe it or not, is connected to the circuit board, and thus you know how the circuit goes as for grounding goes. Now the buttons actually goes straight like that, which is kind of cool, unique. Most G-Shock have it on the slanted side. This is the light button, and nothing much going on the hard case, so let's remove the back plate. Open it up in 3, 2, 1. Alright, square back plate, kind of cool, right? And then we have back cushioning, so let's just remove that. There we go. And here is the, look at that unique shape. You know, they could have just make it straight. It didn't have to be this wiggly on the side here, but somehow they just have to do their thing and resulting in this shape, making it almost pretty much impossible to find a replacement parts unless you send it away to Casio to have it serviced, and then maybe, just maybe, they could swap them up for you. So yeah, do take care of this thing, guys. Alright, there's the movement inside. I think I could just take it out. There we go. Fairly easily. Look at that, it was operating on CR2025, pretty thick battery. Let's swap those out and see if the movement is still working or not, because currently it is not. I don't have any 2025 battery, so 2016 would be just fine. It is just slimmer, won't last as long, but it fits and it works just fine. Alright, there we go. And let's check them out at the front. Custom one. I guess this is the customized digital display that you could do in here actually. I'll cover more on the video coming up soon, but for now, let's perform the AC operation real quick. Touch it like that. And there we go, reset everything. Now you got the date, your word time, your timer, the stopwatch, alarm, and back to home timekeeping. Press the slow button will activate the LED backlighting. I think it's not as bright though. Maybe something wrong here. Oh, the battery came loose. But you know what? Let's still disassemble the entire thing and see if it's still using EL or LED. I don't know. Let's try. Check them out. Alright, with a closer look, you can see that a few more things going on here. You can see hour, minute, and seconds indicator over there, shock resist, and that's pretty much it. Simple digital display, white, positive, easy to see, with a highlight frame on top of there. It's just so nice, well designed. Okay, let's open up the clip on the sides like that. Pro tip is to flip it upside down before you pull all this metal piece out, because normally there's a tiny little springs in there. You don't want to lose those, or just to make sure that we didn't misplace anything. So let's take this up like so, and there we go. Here's the speaker spring, so that's fine, because there we go, speaker spring, right? Certain times there's normally another springs placed somewhere around here, or perhaps over here. This is not a spring, right? There we go, over here and whatnot. So if you have any tinier spring that you just don't know where it goes, maybe look around this area. Normally that's where it should be putting. So that's that. Remove this. I would call this a battery panel or battery holder, and then this is a metal panel that connect the battery to the circuit board actually. And also notice this metal piece right here that's like flip upwards like that. This is the parts that connect to your back plate, and the back plate, check this out, this is the screws hole, this is the spring hole that I talked about just now, the gold spring. This guy, all right, this guy came up from the top all the way down here and connect to the back plate over here, and all the way up connect the circuit board to this metal frame at the outside of it. So the circuit board actually goes all the way in and out. Very complicated design actually. When you think about it, they really thought everything. Here's the circuit board, right? There's no screws, there's no clip whatsoever, just one of these holes here to make sure it is aligned properly. So let's lift them up. There we go. All right, here's the circuit board from the back. Here is the from the front. You can see the processing units, you know, some connector there for the digital display panel. You can see that we have two connector pin here. This is for, all right, looks to me like an EL backlighting. No wonder it's not as bright. LED is brighter. This is not LED. So there's that. That's the two spring that connect your EL panel. So nicely placed. Make sure you do not, all right, it's just not gonna come out as easily. You could remove it from the front actually. So time to flip it back up again. Oh, there we go. It's just fall down. One down. Notice these two holes here, one over here, one over here. This one goes to here, so you always know the orientation of this piece, even though it looks pretty symmetrical. But yeah, that's nice design there, always know. And here is the EL panel, but since the springs have been on there for quite some time, it is stuck there for a little. You know, I have to kind of like force it out a little bit. There we go. That's the connector part. That's your EL panel, orange-ish colorway, and that's the LCD display. This is the chrome parts, just a layer, a sticker to provide some, you know, reflective properties to it, so you could see that digital display properly. If you remove this chrome layer, this is what your watch gonna turns out to be. You know, one of those recently released remix, there it is, clear remix G-Shock watch, where you could see all the way down to the circuit board, right? So if you remove that chrome layer, this is how it's gonna turns out to be. Okay, you could see that circuit board in there, but yeah, it's not gonna be as contrasty or as visible. Anyway, let's remove this LCD panel, and just like that, and of course there's the ribbon. You can see how thick this thing is. Actually, there's a lot of layer going on over there. I show you guys all the close-up, of course, but this is the LCD, I call this LCD panel, and the EL panel springs. Alright, there we go. Look at how tiny that thing is. I'm sure some people had already lost this thing in some way, but believe me, you could find this spring shirts out of other vintage G-Shock watch. Normally they have the exact same sizing, so you could just recycle or use those as a donor depending on which G-Shock that you like to sacrifice for that purpose. But even if you lost this, I know I said it before, I mean, it's hard to find, but yeah, if you have a lot of G-Shock watch, broken ones like I did, where I purchased a lot of junk watch, yeah, this is not an issue anymore, at least for me. Turns out it is a lot easier. Oh, no wonder it didn't fall down just now, because it got stuck to this piece here. Okay, alright, got it. Okay, anyway. Other G-Shock, I think I was referring to the DW003, 004, where normally this spring has different size, where the head is larger, so it's not gonna just fall down. Unlike this guy, just circular, cylindrical shape, kinda, so it just kinda came out as easily, right? So there's some different sizing in there, but still, as far as the length goes, you could find this out of other G-Shock watch and just swap them out. Still gonna work just fine. All right, look at all the parts being laid out like so. I love these kind of shots because, you know, you could see how tiny that LCD display is. This is where all of the information goes, and this is how massive the watch itself goes. Look at that proportion. It's just crazy how tiny things are. But when you put it together, they look kind of nice. But when you separate them, the watch itself is just really not a lot. It's a tiny watch. What makes it strong is these things right here. Oh my goodness, oh, I didn't know we could remove this thing. Oh wow, alarm signal, mute and snooze. Oh my goodness, it has a metal faceplate. Some blue IP kind of on it because the back part didn't have any color. Alright. Oh wow, I think we could customize this part as well. I mean, you could spray paint it if you wanted to. Oh, wow, okay. Let's see now if I could remove this thing. Oh my, okay, this is cool. Alright, check this out. Oh my goodness, I didn't know this. Okay, luckily I made this video. Now I knew more about the watch than I used to before. It has pearl-ish finishing to this specific part. This one bluish pearl. This one just, well, it's not serving any purpose, just WR20 bar in there. Skeleton colorway, alright. Oh wow, I just got myself some ideas. You know, maybe you could change this, and this to several different color combination, you know, just go crazy with the design. Maybe in the future make a short video just show you guys how it ends up looking, but for now I'm gonna try to swap them up with this standard stuff right here, just the exterior component, show you guys how it look like, wrist check and everything, and then assemble everything back up again and end this video like that. Alright, that's it guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright, have a good day.